Hi guys, I'm Nightmare from the wrestling show WWP. This is my life story on how I was a Satanist and how I became a mighty man of the God. Well, basically, there's one thing that I really got to thank my mom and dad. That was for a very good upbringing. The things that I have done in my past was decisions that I solely made, and that is what led me down into Satanism. You know, basically in high school, around standard 7, I started joining the wrong company. I started smoking cigarettes, and from cigarettes it led on to marijuana. Then eventually, like my schooling career basically started going down the drain. It's when I lost focus of my education. I started smoking Mandrax, I dropped out of school. Then I started experimenting with higher drug substances such as ecstasy and heroin, and things just went downhill from there with the wrong company, and that is what led me to do the things that I did. It was the company that actually got me into Satanism, because I was down so hopeless, drinking, smoking, experimenting with drugs, not respecting myself. And it's basically when I moved out of my mom's place, I actually joined some friends down there, and I actually was very different looking to the public. I loved having fancy hairstyles, and even though with these tattoos on my arms, people just stared at me, and I started feeling like an outcast. And as time went by, people started making comments, because when you do grow up in an Indian community, tattoos, fancy hairstyles are a bit discriminating in their looks and beliefs. And it just transformed me into, sooner or later, I know I was already in a satanic cult with the people that I started joining. And the things that we learned was how to hate Christ, how to hate Christians. We even started learning from the book of demonology, and that is the devil's Bible. And I felt myself going so deep down into Satanism that I didn't even know where I was anymore. I basically started practicing necromancy. A necromancer is a person that speaks and communicates to the dead. We also did practice rituals such as turning bad soil. It's basically when you're in Satanism, you despise everything Christians do. So when you get a man of God, like such as a pastor or an evangelist, eventually when he's buried in a cemetery, we would wait like 24 hours where we'll do a blood sacrifice, a sacrifice of a rabbit or a chicken that's still alive, and that's dropping the blood into the soil of the evangelist or pastor and mixing it and saying and repeating our scriptures until we know that that soil is turned by our bad scriptures and our blood. And that is how we torment the soul of a person that's gone down into the grave. There's a lot of bad things out there, but not that I believe anymore. My lowest point happened in around 2007. And it was when I lost all hope and I was down into drugs and Satanism that I joined the ex-wrestling promotion. And things were looking up for me back then, and I thought I had a hope to live back again. But suddenly when everything fell down, the ex-promotion got liquidated, and I felt myself, I lost my flat. I lost everything that I worked hard for. I moved back into my mom's place. But you know, the drug addictions were back there, the satanic points were back there. It was just that I didn't know what to do and what to do with my life. I felt hopeless, I felt unloved, unwanted, and my lowest point broke down into suicidal acts. I broke down into depression. I understood what body manipulation was. I mean, I used to feel so much of pain when people looked at me and insulted me that I actually used to take razor blades and cut myself just to feel better. I mean, the pain was all I had, and that was all I needed. In 2007, while back to my mom's place, when in my suicidal period of time, my brother still, the love my brother and I share is unbelievable. But we're always at each other's throats. But he had a car club, and he invited me over to help him build this car for a sound competition. And there was this girl named Ramona Taylor, and she's my best friend up till today. And it is her family from Johannesburg, which my brother was staying with and building a vehicle for them. And he phoned me up and said, you know, he's bringing the car coming down to Durban. He needs some help. And it all started where he said, I'll offer you some money. You're not doing anything with yourself, just come and help me. So eventually I gave him a hand. I met Ramona in Marisburg, and that was the car show finals. And that is when I met Ramona's family. And what a wonderful family, because they are my spiritual family till today. And they actually, at my low suicidal point, they introduced me to Christ and they started witnessing to me. And still being around the satanic era, I was like, what are these guys talking about? So eventually in 2008, beginning of 2008, I went up to Joburg for a holiday. I stayed with the spiritual family, and they put on a DVD for me. And that was Dr. Jesse Duplantis, Close Encounters with the God Kind. And I said to myself, watching this Christian DVD, it made no sense to me at first, but I was like, when is this going to end? But eventually, as time went by, this family started witnessing to me. Something changed inside of me, and I broke down. I started crying. Eventually, they got me to attend my first church service. And after going to church, I came back home. Something changed inside of me. I was getting accepted by a lot of Christian people showing me love that I never had before. Eventually, in 2008, I gave my life to the Lord. And up till then, I got baptized. I started learning after I met a doctor named Vivian Rogers, and he is now my mentor. He's been teaching me and spiritually guiding me, and he's my mentor, and mentorship and spiritual grooming has made me what I am today, a strong evangelist of the Lord. I am in first year Bible college, and I'm really loving what I'm doing right now. I am right now an evangelistic nightmare to the devil, as my church and all my friends know me as Satan's worst nightmare, because I no more serve the devil, and I have become his worst nightmare. With my wrestling character Nightmare, I portray to all the kids that they do not have to be scared of the devil. Remember, you are Satan's worst nightmare. And as I want to talk to the kids, I just want them to know that, you know what, God loves them. Because if a person like me can change my life around, there's nothing stopping you guys from there. Right now, I'm actually having a show. It's called Unashamed. It will be happening on the 8th of August. So you guys can actually see what changed my life around. It's right here in this concert.